tool when you're non-confident about reading for people. I remember when I first started out with a deck of tarot cards, I was about 20, I think. And I got the package out, and I don't remember, there's a little book there.
Yeah.
I got the book, and I'd read through the book, oh, this means this, and this means this. And for a period of time, I had memorized them. And then one day it occurred to me, well, that card doesn't mean that to me. This card means that, because it looks like that to me, because that's my experience. And so I started to slowly read the cards that way. And then over time, what happened is I just started playing with them and laying them out and going, oh, well, what if I did this? And what if I did that? And I would just sit and say, what is that card? It's time, or it's this, or it's that. And it would just come through me. And that's at that point I said, oh, well, these aren't what I think they are at all. These tell a completely different story, and it's all intertwined with intuition. And so a lot of people say, oh, you read tarot cards, ooh, it's, you know, it's negative, you're inviting all this negative energy in. And so it's the comment you had brought up was, first you want to start grounded. So the reason I have you clean your cards first, because you want to start with a clean deck. Then the second thing you want to do is you want to really just put your feet on the ground, take a deep breath and ground yourself. Whatever way works for you, just take a second, take a minute and ground yourself. So it's you're basically, when you are reading for somebody, you're not telling their fortune. A lot of people say, oh, you're a fortune teller. You're not telling anybody's fortune. All you're doing is you're working with that person. They're allowing you to read their energy. And that's it. And whether or not I sit and I look at Susan and I say, Susan, there's a woman with dark curly hair around you that's doing this, or I pull up a card and I say the same thing to her, all this is a tool to connect me, gives me a physical way to tie intuition coming through to read somebody else's energy field, that they give you permission. And the thing is, make sure you have somebody's permission. So I would encourage you to not go around going, oh, I know that person at work, they're terrible, I'm going to read cards for them. Don't do that. It's like any energy work. You want, the person has to be an active participant. They're going to feel that you're doing that, and you know, that's not a great feeling for them, and you're not really coming from the heart when you're doing that. You're coming from here trying to think, how can I get information on this person so I can benefit myself? And that's not really what the point of any of this is. Cups, I'll start with cups first. I don't like to define stuff and say, Four of Cups means this, and rather than do that, I'll just give you some general guidelines of what each of them mean, and then just play with them on your own. So cups typically represent water. They're emotions. It's your emotional center. The love, hate, very strong fear, strong emotional pull. That's what cups typically represent. And they'll be different for you, and they may be different for the person you're reading for. So let's say I forgot your name. Valerie. Let's say I'm reading for Valerie, and I pull up a Four of Cups. That may mean something jumps out to me very differently for her than if I'm reading for Jenny. So with the book, the problem with the book is it's the same definition all the time, every time, and you're missing the point of it. The point of this is it's a tool to connect you to your intuition. So if something doesn't jump out at you, that's okay too. You can say, oh, okay, let me skip that card. So next I'm going to go to the Pentacles, which my card happens to call them Pentacles. Sometimes they appear as stones. This is the Earth. It has to do with physical things, has to do with abundance, has to do with money. It's typically, so anything physical, tangible, earth-based. I'll talk about the wands next. So the wands typically represent fire, which is action. But it's not, it's purposeful action is the way I would use it. So both the swords and the wands represent action to me. A sword is more of thought action, and the wands are more of tangible, physical action. So this to me represents fire, because fire is more tangible action, and this represents air. This is more thought